Based on the feedback they received from the pilot, the producers decided that the charming rascal Beaver, and not the brotherly rivalry, would be the show's central focus. How the name on Leave It to Beaver was born. And the name Wally and the Beaver seemed out of date already, ever since the Beaver persona emerged as the actual star. The show needed a new title to reflect the Beaver's importance and emphasize his hilarious exploits. After testing the waters, Leave It to Beaver was born. The iconic name better suited the comical tone of the upcoming series. It's a Small World. Before being picked up as a standalone sitcom, the pilot episode of Leave It to Beaver aired as part of an anthology series called Heinz Studio 7. Anthology series like The Twilight Zone or Alfred Hitchcock Presents often tell a different story with new characters. For the 1957 summer season, Heinz Studio 57 showed a variety of pilot episodes of potential shows to determine which would be suitable for a full series. On April 23, 1957, It's a Small World, the pilot episode of Leave It to Beaver, made its debut among these tests. Though the Cleaver family and Mayfield setting would eventually become classics, they were only one of many prospective new shows being tested on Studio 57 at the time. The pilot introduced fans to the Cleaver family, which included young actors Jerry Mathers and Tony Dow. While the core premise was similar to what would become Leave It to Beaver, the pilot had some significant changes. The title, It's a Small World, alluded to Leave It to Beaver's perspective of viewing charming communal life through the eyes of a youngster. However, the character dynamics were not yet established. The pilot, who eventually became famous on The Simpsons, plays a brief appearance in the pilot as Wally's pal. After the pilot aired, officials agreed that Beaver's escapades deserved to be expanded into a full series. The remainder is history, so while we now identify Leave It to Beaver with its own independent sitcom, it actually began as a brief pilot on the anthology show Heinz Studio 57. Even in its early phases, television producers saw potential in the recipe. The show's new management saw fit to relocate Leave It to Beaver to ABC and screen it on Thursdays instead of Fridays, when it would have been more appropriate for a family audience. Just what the new sitcom needed, this network change and savvy scheduling tweak gave it. As the third season progressed, Leave It to Beaver's ratings skyrocketed, putting it in the top 25 programs. Before it completed its run in 1963, the show had risen to number 16 after being nearly canceled earlier. Accordingly, the show's strengths were brought to light by ABC's patience and adjustments. Regardless of its rocky beginnings, Leave It to Beaver eventually found its stride and established itself as a timeless American classic. Beyond the original cast, subsequent generations of fans have been captivated by Leave It to Beaver thanks to repeats. Despite the show's 1963 airing cancellation, it has continued to air in syndication ever since. Thanks to the show's constant repeat presence, viewers of all ages have been able to enjoy the Cleaver family's nostalgic charm and mild comedy throughout the years. As a representation of the perfect 1950s and 1960s American suburb, Leave It to Beaver has become ingrained in popular culture. Thanks to syndicated reruns, viewers who were born after the show ended can still enjoy the calming, peaceful world of Mayfield. Rarely do you see such consistent reruns of such renowned old sitcoms. It appears as though Leave It to Beaver will always be defined by its cultural roots and traditions.